Hello everybody and welcome back to Saxlingham. So apologies with my voice. I've recently got a cold off me twinnies, so it has taken my voice from me, which is rather annoying. So it could be come across as a bit croaky. Right, the first thing we're going to do is there's 5,000 litres in here, but we're going to go and sell all our cows. So if we go select all, which is that, oh no, that's from the thing, that's from the store. We want to be here, select all, and if we now go sell selected, wow, 25 cows is going to net us £106,296. So let's get all them sold, and it's one less thing to think about, and we're just shy of £4 million. It's a bit strange now they're all gone. We do have all this silage that we'll have to gather up at some point and go sell that. But the first job on the agenda is I want to get up to our 2 fields up here, which we've harvested and baled. It's just the bales that we need to go and collect. So we're going to go get all those bales. And once we've got them, we might go and get the silage bales, just put them into storage for now, and see where we go from there. And then I think the only field we've got left to harvest is a soybean field. So could this be the last episode for us on Saxlingham? Well, one way to find out, and that'll be by the end of this video. So as far as I believe, that is now all our bales back here, which, yeah, it's a bit, we're putting them all into storage, taking them all out of storage, but at least this way, you know, we know where they all are. And it also means that once we just tip this up like this, and we can go put this on to sell, we can go put them so they get off the trailer, we can go and sell these 2 fields. To field 50, let's sell that, so that's 177,000 coming in, so that takes us over 4 million. And then field 45, which that's a lot more money than what I thought it was going to be, we can go and sell that one. So now we're 4.5 million, so we should just have, yeah, this bit of land. That's all we've got left, which we're not selling. So we're not selling any more land. That's all the land sold. What I do want to have a look at is our seeds. Did I put a load in there in this production in the previous episode? I'm trying to think. I remember looking at the price of stuff, and it said that seeds, you know, were more money than the actual crop. So I can't remember what we put in. It was maybe barley. But let's have a look. Yeah, barley. So there's 26,000 litres of barley in there. And 34,000 litres of seeds. Wow. Oh, and there's no seed treating liquid, so we are going to have to go and get that. Well, once we've got that, do I have... I don't think I've got any vehicle. How are we going to get this back? Because it comes in an IBC. I reckon let's just take this up to the store. That seems like the sensiblest option to me. We need that loader there for bales, so that's staying. All these seeds, we can sell these. I don't know whether we can sell the fertilizer or not, but just whilst we're here, if we go on, it should be consumables or miscellaneous. Let's have a look. There, this one. So do we get... We'll get 2 just to be sure. And we'll go grab these. And what I'll do is I'll just jump cut to picking them up to us. So from leaving here, the next time we see us, we'll be back in this yard with them on the pallet tines. And here we are. So we'll put these up into here, and then I think the only thing that we can do after this is look to go and rest. So this, I imagine, will want to be here. So we'll put them down there. Just push them in. Ooh. So that's taken. It works rapidly, does this? But I don't know whether will we need, because you can't see it. It has no production menu. So you can't actually go on and see. Obviously, I can see what's going on here. There's 35,000 litres of seed in there. There's more seed than we'll ever need. And there's still another 26,000 to go. So I just hope that this is enough to do what we need. So I think the next port of call is we need to rest and move into next month, because it will be 2 months' time before we can harvest the soybeans. So we did have to empty out, because the capacity of this is 80,000. So we got to 80,000, and then we had to empty out into the trailer, which I think we should be fine using this, just using one trailer for when we go to the soybeans. And we did have enough, so definitely buying 2 pallets was the right idea of our seed treating liquid. So brilliant is this. Yeah, being able to do our own stuff like that is amazing. Right, so where are we? If we go on to here and growth, yes, the soybeans are next month. We can't sell this pasture because we started with it and it's only 59,000, so I'm not too fussed by that. There's no animals to look after, so that's all fine. In the time-saving stock check, is that all we have? I would have thought we'd have had over 1 million in products. Why is the peas in green like that? That's interesting. Yeah, I would have said we had a lot more than that. We did sell all the potatoes straight off the field, if I remember rightly. So we can't sell herbicide, we can't sell lime, we can't sell liquid fertiliser, them salts we can't sell, which is fine, weed free. A diesel we can't sell. So I think we need to move on another month, and then we can get into the harvest of the soybeans. And good morning. And what a lovely morning it actually is. Look at the light coming through on here. That is something else. Something that I do truly, you know, I think they've done brilliantly. There was a lot made of these God rays when FS25 was released, and I do think they are absolutely brilliant. Right, let's get ourselves onto here, and I do want to set it up so we're doing 2. Just, I find that makes life a lot easier. And with it being soybeans, the yield shouldn't be too high, so we won't have too much to do. We do have our driver on there, all ready and waiting for us for when we put the boom on. But right, I think let's get cracked on, and we should be able to get this done in one time lapse. And once it is done, that was the last we need this combine for. Well, I know one thing. What a fitting way to finish the final harvest on Saxlingham, because I've felt for me that that is very picturesque, that, especially when we first started. But right, let's go. Our tractor has gone to go and tip because we had one full load out of here. So if we take this back, we might as well we can drop the header off, and then if we go back to roughly here, we will be able to tip straight into the tractor. So right, let's try and get this something like, and because we've got soybeans in, we can't fold up just yet. So, these trees are all in the way. So I know we have put that on terribly, but something is better than nothing. So let's put this on now, and then we can drive up into the field, put our auger out, so as soon as our workers here, they can unload and then go straight to our silo, which it looks here. If I quickly run onto here, you'll see our worker there. So he's dropped in the silo, come around here, and he should, I reckon will he use this track? Or will he cut along the bottom? No, so he's going to cut along here, round here, then back up to here. So let's put the auger out. And if we stop around here, I think, we should be able to tip straight into him. So he's here now. And he should just arrive at that trigger and then be able to pull straight under our auger. There, straight in, and that means we can make our way off. What is there? 6,130 litres, 34% left in here. And then this field, like I say, we're not going to sell it purely because we started with this field, so I think it would be wrong of us to do so. Alright, that is now all in and empty. He's going to spin back round, so he's going to get himself back to the starting point there, which it doesn't matter, he can wait there for a little while with that trailer. Let's get this folded and we'll make our way over to the dealership to go and sell this now. So once we've got this sold, I'm just trying to think what else is left to do. We've got a bit of stuff in storage, but it all needs selling. But if we were to... Oops. If we were to go and put... If we had a worker on leading and we were leading at the same time, we'd soon be able to sell it all. So I'm just trying to think, shall we... Is it the right time to end it in this episode, or do we end it in the next one? You know, end the series. So let's go to here. It's £27,000 to repaint. Wow. Repair and sell. So there's £97,000 coming in. The trailer. Let's... Oh, no, we don't want to replace the tyres. Let's repaint, repair, sell, and the combine, repair. I'm surprised that's fairly cheap. Repair, 81,100 for a repaint. And let's sell that now. So with all that gone, that brings us up to £4.8 million. So annoyingly, the soybeans are at the absolute worst price when it's the right time for us to go and sell everything. So what we'll do is we'll go tip these, get these out of the trailer first, and then we can have a look to see what we do actually have in storage, because I'll be completely honest, I have completely forgotten it's been that long. So if we go to here, we've got a lot of canola to sell, and a lot of peas, and not much soybeans, and we've got some wheat to go at. What else? That milk's not ours. Seeds, we've got a lot of seeds to go, and that's about it. So I think the best thing to possibly do is if we just pull this back, because we can set this onto a worker when we need to. If we pull time on forward, just to think, we've got the two. Do we still have our flatbed trailer? Let's have a look. Yes, we do. So if I go get this fent down here, we can go load that up with bales, because we've got the bales and the silage to sell. And then that just saves one job. I will jump cut this, I believe, just because we've seen it many a time before. And then yeah, we've got, because I think if I do another 2 time lapses, we should be able to sell the majority whilst also moving on in time. We do have that which we could use. That will get 14 bales on it, but let's just try and find where is our bait. There it is. So we'll get this on and I'll get it loaded up, and at the same time we'll move our fast forward time on and we can set a worker on to do some work for us. So we're now full up and we're in December. So we're going to go make our way down to, I hope it's this bale sale point where they're to go. Farmers market, yes. So we'll take this down to the farmers market and we'll go and just try and get all these loaded up, all our bales. We'll do the silage as well down there. So it should be, it may be 4 trips up and down, and we do have a worker on selling the canola at the farmers market, so that's a nice job that will keep going sort of in the background. So in that time lapse, we've broke the 5 million barrier. So let's just go into here and we can now go and get all these sold, bar one. So let's just reverse back. And then I believe that's all the bales done. So we do not need this trailer. We don't need the auto stacker either. So what we'll do is we'll bob up to the shop now. We'll sell this tractor. We'll sell the trailer. We can sell the forklift, that can go as well. What else is there? We just need, I believe, the tractors and trailers now to carry on selling. And we'll leave the fence just slowly getting rid of the canola. So I think we just now have a tractor and trailer. There are 2 tractors and trailers, I should say. I think that's all we've got left. But right, let's hop out of here. Let's go to there. So let's repaint, repair, and sell. We're not going to get much for this. Oh, we're getting a lot more than what I thought for the fence, because we did buy that second hand. Because me in my haste, I did sell one of our. Did I sell one of our tractors? Yeah, I sold the fast track, I think it was, which was a mistake. So we did need another tractor. So anyways, that luckily came up in the sale, so we managed to buy that fairly cheap. But right, if we hop into here, I'm just thinking, would you reckon we'll be lucky enough that if we put this on, put our forks on, wrong buttons, let's go and let's see if we can put these on the forks, which I know I did say I was going to keep these to load bales up, but it's just it's a lot easier to do, because I think by the way this is looking, it's I should finish everything in this episode. It may be a slightly longer episode than normal, but at least it's everything done, and we're not doing just sort of like a 15-minute episode than a 15-minute episode. Although some people may like that, I do not know. So let's go into here and leave them like so, and we can start to sell these. So the auto stacker, repaint, repair, and sell. Let's do the tines. They're not really, which I shouldn't really bother doing them, to be fair, but anyways. So let's sell them. This one, repaint, and sell that. And then we've had this from the very beginning. So we've only done, we've done over 100 hours on this save game, but only 52 months, which is quite amazing. So let's repaint, repair, sell, 62.5. So we're almost at 5.5, well, we're 5.4 million exactly. So now it's time to see our seeds. So it says January, but we're about there. So Saxlingham products. So let's tag the place. Where is that? Is that up this top? No. Saxlingham products. Oh, it's down here. So we can now, I'm going to go see if this can finally work with the seed. So we're going to get on. We're going to get the, what's there, 65,000 litres. So this is going to be 2, 4, 6, 4 loads of seeds to try sell. We do have some part pallets, but I'm not too bothered really about them. And look at our tyres. That is an amazing mod. So let's go get this seed sold, and then after the seed's done, what do we have left? Peas and wheat is all we've got. So what I may do is I may go do the peas and, well, anyways, we've still got a bit of canola to go. So we will do this quickly, and then it should just be one more time lapse after that, one would hope. So we just have one more, well, I hope it's one more, it's going to be very, very tight, one more trailer of seeds to go and sell. So what I'll do is we'll just sell these here, and then I'll just jump cut once we've got the other trailer and come back. But this is definitely proven very, very fruitful, because this was barley we had in here. So you'd only get just over £1,000 per 1,000 litres of barley, whilst here we're getting well over that. We're getting about £3,000 per 1,000 litres, so it's definitely worth, well, the investment in the seed plant, I think, has been paid off. Although we haven't had it very long, it's definitely paid off with doing it this way. Well, unfortunately, there's 407 litres left, which I think we're just going to ignore that. There's a lot of other things I'd like to sell, like the peas and the wheat, before we need to do that. Which, annoyingly, I was hoping we would be able to come up here for a bit of a change of driving around. But the wheat is, if we look at all the values, we could go to the old grain mill for something a bit different, but it's the peas that I want, because that's where the majority are, and that is saying only the farmers market by the looks of that. So let's go peas. Yes, that's only farmers market. So I think we'll take the wheat to the old grain mill, and then we'll take the peas to the farmers market, but we'll do the wheat, and hopefully by that point we can get the canola would be done, and we can set both ourselves and our worker on to finish off doing the peas. And after that, it's just selling these 2 tractors and trailers, and then we're all done. Well, it's definitely looking like we're going to be over 6 million on this series to end with. And I forget, did we start, was it 50,000 or was it 10,000 pounds we started with? It was very, very little. I remember, what was it, 1 tractor, did we even start with a drill? 1 tractor, trailer, load all on a combine, is that right? I'd have to look back. Leave a comment below on how we started, because I can't remember that far back. But yeah, we'll get this sold, and then we'll make a start. We'll go up, we'll get first load of wheat loaded up, and then we'll go to the old grain mill. It's slightly lower in price, but it'll be nice just to be driving somewhere slightly different, because everything seems to be down here at the moment. I am very glad I left our worker on to do the canola, though, because we had a lot of that, and he seems to, like I say, he still hasn't finished doing it, and he shouldn't be too far. He should be coming up behind us any second. He's just going past the diesel tank, and then we should see him just there. He's flying around that corner. But right, we'll get on, and we will do another little time lapse. So the last dregs of the canola, and then our worker's he's already switched over, so he's on doing the peas now, which we'll eventually go and help him doing the peas, which is taking a lot longer to sell all this stuff than than I thought. We've got the soybeans to do, which luckily they're to the old grain mill, so that's not going to take us too long. Yeah, the price is very, very rubbish, but we could sit and wait till June, July, but you know, that's 5-6 months. So it's sort of like, what's the point? We might as well sell them. We've already made 6.1 million, and it would be amazing if we could get to 7. But I reckon we're going to be about 6,750 is going to be my guess. Hello. I should have been watching where I was going. I was looking at the money we had at the bank. I reckon it'll be 6,750. You think 2 tractors, 2 trailers, 300,000 through the peas, and then God knows how much from the soybeans, which will not be a lot at all. And that car's just overtaken loads of us. I didn't see it do that before. I've seen it overtake us, but I didn't know that they did ones that were quicker than others. But anyways, right, we'll go get some soybeans. I should have changed the tyres as well on our trailer, because they're about bald, so the back end is flying around here, there and everywhere. So soybeans, let's put these in, and like I say, it's one and a little bit, so we will just load up and jump cut selling these, and then the last time lapse will be of selling the peas, which I'm hoping our work would have got a load or two, so that we just have to do maybe one or two afterwards, and then we can take everything back up to the store. But the yard is looking very derelict at the minute. There is quite literally nothing here. And the first load going in, so what we're going to get, I think, what did it say it was? Was it 1,600 per 1,000 litres? But yeah, it could be over 3,000 per 1,000 litres, so we are losing a lot here. But yeah, there's just over £40,500. So we'll go back, get the next part load, which will be nowhere near that amount. So I'll quickly just bring you back, because our worker is selling his load of peas. So it'll be very interesting to see how much we're getting for it. So 72.80, so just over £83,000 per load. That's going to be absolutely sensational for us. But right, let's... Oh, brakes weren't very good there. So let's get this remaining 6,000 litres into here. And then I will see you at the old grain mill. So let's sell this last little bit. Which, what's that going to net us? 11, 12 and a half, 13, just over £13,000. Right, now it's all to do with peas from now on. Get the peas sold, and then both the tractors and trailers can go. Which, if we have a quick look at here, peas 82,000 litres. So it should be, as long as our worker does his bit, there'll be 2 loads apiece. I can see myself having to do 3, but that's no bother. And then we'll get these 2 sold, and that'll be it. That'll be an end to one of, in my opinion, one of the most perfect maps so far. So I should be able to, if we just go like this and spin round, we should be able to load up like this without having to go right round. So there, green beans, no peas, yes please. That's not quite right, is it? But yeah, I'm kind of regretting that we didn't take the fence, because that is, I think it's a lot quicker than what this is. But anyways, there's 21,700 litres. Let's get cracked on and let's finish this. Well, we have no more need of this, so what we'll do is we'll park it in the workshop, and then we'll go and get the Fendt, which is just on selling the last little bit, where it should be hopefully about 50 odd thousand we'll get for it. So we'll pull this on the side, so that hopefully we can just slide in on the other side to get in there. We might as well turn beacons off now. I've enjoyed that little tractor. I do like a good class tractor. Just a shame we had to put some new tyres on just before the end, but at least we haven't had to do those ones. Right, let's go get the Fendt and we'll bring it up here. You will see that our bank balance will go up very, very shortly. So it's 6.505. And we're going to get to 6.50. I think, like I said, I think it'll be a lot more than over 50. Maybe 60,000 plus the environmental score. 57.5 plus 8.5. So that was a very good load. Right, let's go take this back because I can't see us having anything else. 2 tractors, 2 trailers. I'm not too fussed about selling that. That's the dealerships, so we're not to sell that. But yeah, that is everything. Time-saving stock check. Let's have a look. Like I say, the milk's not ours. I'm not fussed for a few bits of seed. And then everything else is no sell point, which if we really wanted to, we could put a sell anything container down, but I don't think there's any point. But right, let's go get this up to the workshop and see what our final tally is going to be. I have absolutely loved this map. It has been an absolute cracker. And it's a shame that it's to end, but like anything, everything that you start always has to end. So let's get into here. So we'll go with, this was the Bailey trailer we started with, 52 months we've had it for. So let's repaint, repair, if I can click it, and let's sell that. So that's still worth 21,743. Let's repaint, repair, and sell that one. See, there wasn't really much difference. So the class, £10,000 to repaint. That's not a lot, so that's worked quite well. And then let's sell that 105,500. And we smashed what I said. I said 6.75 million. Let's repaint, repair, and sell that. So we finish on £6,866,171. And what a map. I have thoroughly enjoyed going on this map. And I could have carried on going for a long, long time. But like I say, with new maps coming out, it will be doing an injustice to other people by not having to go on theirs. Even though my channel is very, very small, it's nice to show off these things. But anyways, for the final time on Saxlingham, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video. And I'm sure I'll see you again. Bye for now.